So I started this project and then I thought to record it. This is the before photo of where I taped the bumper for cutting. In the first video clip, which is coming up shortly, I go over the measurements and where to mark to cut correctly. I cut the bumper on the top edge of the tape and used my grinder with a cutoff wheel to slice through it easily. Please see the remaining video clips for more details. 2016 Nissan Frontier Pro4x. So I just did the Viper cut. I ran 7/8 of an inch off of this line down. This one's a little rough. This was the side I started on. Came down, my next point of, just followed a straight line down. My next point of measurement was this edge to this edge, which was 1 inch and 3/8. And then I just kind of turned it down. My third measurement was from this gray piece of plastic to here, which I'll have to remeasure this and put it up on the video right here. But that was my 3 points of measurement. I stood back and made sure it looked pretty good. For the inner fender, so there's a mounting piece here that I kind of cut down like that. The fender liner obviously came down like this, and I'll show in a second, but I cut it at a pretty natural line. I drilled a hole in it, and I drilled a hole in this bracket, and I put a zip tie to still kind of provide some protection here. This screw will still be able to go in. It does expose the fog light a little bit more. I'm gonna just make sure that this is water sealed. I might 3D print a little cover for it, just so that this is a little less exposed, but that's what the Viper cut looks like. These are stock 265/75 16s, but this is an all dogs off-road, medium coil in the front, add a leaf in the back on the Bilstein 4600s. Let me go to the other side. So this is what it looks like right after you've cut the bumper. So I haven't filed any of this down yet. I did on the other side. You can see there's the plastic piece right there that I had previously cut out. And this was the liner, and I stopped to take a video here because there's a natural point on this liner right here. There's like a line that runs all the way across, and that's where I cut it. And I just used some generic Walmart 10 snips, and they cut it absolutely phenomenally. So then what I'll do is I'll put a hole in it here, and then on the inside of this plastic piece, I'll put a hole, and I will just tuck that up in there. Still be able to put this screw in. And once I actually get that trim right there, I'll have a nice finished product. This is with that trim piece cut off. This is a generic file that I'm gonna use to trim this edge right here. Not trim it, but file some of the plastic bits off of it. See the difference between that and that, with the file and without the file. So we're just gonna go through this and clean it up, and then I'll show you where I drill the holes to zip tie it up. All right, that edge is filed down pretty good. And I drilled the hole, and I didn't quite go in the crack there. I kind of did it on the flat face. And then we're gonna bend this up and put it into place, and then just slap a zip tie in it, and it'll hold till it doesn't. So we've got the first hole drilled here. I just drilled the second hole in this piece of plastic. I didn't, there's no science to this. It's kind of wherever you want to trim it and cut it. That way this will go up, so we'll pop that in place and I'll show you what that looks like. So this is what this inner liner looks like, all pulled back. So I've got that in there, and it kind of flexes on this point. We'll still be able to pull this over and pop a screw in right there to keep that into place and keep this pulled in. But that is a Viper cut on a second gen Frontier with the one-piece bumper. This is the trim I'm going with. This was $10.99 at my local O'Reilly's, and it has adhesive built into it. So I cleaned the surface with alcohol, and I'm just gonna put this on the cut, and I'll show you after the fact. I took all those other videos about a year ago, and I just wanted to show how this is held up. Trim is still on there. It says countless trips off-road,
Fender liner's still in there. Same on this side. That trim stuff has held up really well, and looks great, I think. Here's a few photos of the truck in different states, different trips, and a different set of wheels and tires that I usually off-road with, so you can see what the Viper cut looks like. I think it looks really great. It makes the front end look more aggressive, even with a stock bumper. If you have any questions, post it down below.